Namaste everyone. In this video, I'm going to be channeling messages for the solar eclipse that is happening on August 21st, 2017. And I'm going to be focusing on how this powerful energy is charging our relationships, how it's affecting, influencing, inspiring, transforming our relationships as well as our career life, our practical realm. So I'm going to be focusing on the higher chakras, which is the heart, love, the dreams, our visions, and I'm going to be focusing on the lower chakras, which is our practicality, the realm of material, the realm of the five senses, the realm of being grounded. So the upper chakras and the lower chakras, and how the solar eclipse is charging, inspiring, evoking transition, transformation in us. The first thing that does come up is the veil is thinning. The veil is thinning as we collectively, as you'd say Homo sapiens, are really pulling our energy forward. And that's why it's challenging. A lot of times it's difficult because we're really pulling ourselves up and out of this lower octave of reality that we've experienced for many, many moons. Many, many generations have experienced this lower octave of experience, and we're pulling ourselves up. I literally visually see a being, like a light being, or you could imagine a human coming out, up and out of the ocean. And the ocean is dense. You can see the ocean as a density that is denser than the air. So you could see it as our third dimensional reality, and the floating up, the floating out is us moving forward, elevating ourselves. And we'll find that this world, because now I'm getting into the transformation when it comes to the groundedness, the practicality, because we used to be on our four legs, you could say, until we graduated and ascended to another vibration as a species. And that vibration, that ascension vibration that we're very much experiencing now, we experienced that millions, billions of years ago, as just these organisms were experiencing this whole transformation when it comes to being grounded and connected to the Mother Earth, the Mother Earth. The technology that we have, this technology age, is our expansion within the mind, trying to grasp that expansion and trying to put it in a form in which makes sense, such as technology. You have this expansion of the mind. The mind is very much like a computer. In order for the patriarchal mentality of problem solving, rationality, linear time, practicality, truly grasp that expansion, to welcome it, to appreciate it, to be like, yeah, yay, we reached another level, is to have it in the material realm. But the thing is, the technology is not even a fractal of the potentiality, the actual expansion that is happening within the intellect. So there's a great expansion happening in intellect that has been happening since the beginning of literature, really. American literature, especially if you're living in the US, and it's all over, this literature expansion has really propelled the intellect, which is its own energy circuit, as the heart is its own inner circuit, as the lower chakra of practicality, survival, it's its own inner circuit, energy moving. The intellect has expanded and has been expressed through this technology, but it's only a fractal of what it actually is going on within the imagination and creativity, the innovation of the species of Homo sapien. So those are messages that the beings around me want to share with you guys. Those are general messages. So I call upon beings of the highest vibration of love and light, beings that have wisdom to share. Help me, higher beings, to communicate these divine messages through my heart chakra, ground me in my heart chakra, and help me to easily communicate these advanced teachings, advanced wisdom, advanced intuitive guidance for all of those who will watch this. They're showing me the higher chakras and the lower chakras. There's truly this emergence going on, a powerful emergence, and the emergence is happening in this heart center. The heart center is the connection between our spiritual light being self and our physical self. And the heart is also the bridge, the center of our higher self and our lower self. So this solar eclipse, a lot of people may be feeling like some weird funky stuff. I like to say people kind of go berserk with these supercharged energies and associate as stress or anxiety, because you feel, a lot of times people can feel the halts, the heart palpitations. You could just feel it. You can't sleep. You can't eat. All of that is just the charge. You're being charged in a particular way where your energy is kind of not halting. Energy doesn't halt, but it is shifting, as though you've been moving counterclockwise, and all of a sudden the shifting is going clockwise within a particular circuit within your auric body. And for a lot of this solar energy, the solar eclipse, particularly this one I'm feeling, I feel like it has a lot to do with this, again, the solar energy, the solar plexus. And the solar plexus, if you think about it, it's below the heart center, the heart circuit. So it is kind of, the solar plexus is the backbone of the heart. So the heart is this openness, this willingness to express love, to receive love, to go out there and show up, show out, be radiant in the form as original, okay with being different. Those loving, artistic, playful embodiments. The solar plexus is what holds it up. You have to have the courage, the strength to maintain that caliber, or your heart, what happens is it sinks. It is very much like the energy you can imagine your lower half. It's like holding up this upper half. It is holding it up. And that's the thing with your solar plexus energy. It is supercharging everyone to really get into that power of creation, creating what it is that the heart, the openness, the love, the play, the joy is got a focus on. So that solar plexus, the low self-esteem, because low self-esteem is worldwide. There's low self-esteem in every single one of us. And that's what, it doesn't hold up our heart. So what happens is our heart just sinks, and our heart sinks into our gut. And when it sinks into our gut, it sinks into our lower chakra. When the heart sinks to our lower chakra, we are feeling really like we can't really live this joyous life because of these material obsessions that we need to maintain, because a lot of the insecurity is the voice of the lower chakra communicating to the solar plexus. And that's draining of the solar plexus, such as just simply survive. Everything is just the five senses, the status quo, the credentials, the education level. So all of that is being completely crushed. Such as the social status, the American dream, the economic glory, the economic competitiveness, even the educational accomplishments, all of that is really being re-identified. We're re-identifying with all of those areas I mentioned. And all of those areas, a lot of times, is solely in this root chakra energy, the roots. When you think of the roots, you think of the family life. You think of my roots are the job I have. The roots of my existence are my five senses. The roots of my life, the things that I use all the time, do all the time, is connected to the roots, your solar plexus, your root chakra. So when we got our heart sinking, and these is all things the spirit guides are channeling through me. When you got the heart sinking into your solar plexus, and your solar plexus doesn't have the strength, the courage, the self-worth, what happens is that heart that's disappointed, that heart that weighs heavy on you because you're questioning yourself, you're questioning your purpose, all because you don't allow yourself to really open and explore because you're rushing into finding your destiny, rushing into being this person you feel like you need to be in this moment right now. You're kind of rushing instead of opening in this gradual, graceful form. You sink, and your heart sinks into this root chakra energy, and that's when we have this heart, you could say, this heart energy that is a lot of people right now and the planet, where it feels like there's no heart. There's no joy or play or just goofiness, awkwardness, silliness, because all of that play, all of that heart is completely intertwined with this root chakra energy, which is just totally you gotta eat, you gotta drink, you gotta sleep, you gotta exercise, you gotta get this and done. Becomes like a list. So the heart gets in the fashion of a list making, which the root chakra is good, it's perfect, but the root chakra and the heart chakra are two different functions. Yes, they work well, but when they're in their individual, where they're meant to be. So we gotta expand the heart. That's what the solar plexus activation is doing, expanding the heart. So you may have these insecurities come up that you're like, woo, you got to really do the I am affirmation. The I am powerful affirmation. I am powerhouse, because that solar energy is like a locust flower. It's a huge locust flower, and the bigger the locust flower is, your sense of self-esteem, the more free, you could say, the freer your heart feels to put your shoulders back, put literally your chest out, okay, put your head high, and to stand up for, it's not even what you want to do, how you're going to do it, what education, your purpose. It's just simply, I am a being. I mean, I don't have anything, because we are all literally being ripped of everything. Everything is being ripped right from us. Because in order to truly elevate into this new form, we cannot carry these identities with us. It's like a dreamland. If you want to step into a new dreamland, which life basically is, a projection, imagination, like the dreamland, you got to clean out, you got to clear, you got to have the openness of mind in order to truly step into a new imagination cycle that isn't affected by the old one, totally original. And that's what we're stepping into, a totally original golden age, the Aquarius age, the Capricorn age, 2,000 years away. It's a total originality. So these circuits that are all of a sudden stopping and you're resistant and people go berserk, is because they're being encouraged, but there's resistance. because the killer, really the killer and the karma, which is, you know, the same thing, is killing as in draining the life force energy, is this habitual thing, this habitual groove. So it's being the Leo energy, it's being the leader, the warrior. All of us on this planet as a human species are still working on that energy of leadership, of taking action, that fire energy. For some reason, I do feel there's some sort of fire energy of leadership, of stepping forward, stepping out, of really being honest. We're in the relationship, we're having this honest communication. But if the hearts are sinking, you're going to just speak from your fear. That's the thing. When you know your heart is, you're speaking from this fear, is because your heart, you kind of allowing it to shrink down because you don't have the courage, the leadership, like the Leo solar plexus, to really keep it at its caliber. So those are messages, again, general messages. Now I'm going to get into the guidance for relationships. How is this atomic, powerful, supernova energy affecting our lives as humans, particularly? How is it affecting our lives, this solar eclipse happening on August 21st? I'm hearing the word minimalistic. Minimalistic. Like, again, the stripping away, so you can really re-identify. You can't re-identify if your mind is trashed, or not even trashed is the right word, just overloaded with all of this stuff: ideology, consumerism, commercialism, culture, lifestyle, norm, groupthink, all of that. It's stripped. And a part of that, the minimalistic, is literally the house, the clearing of the identity when it comes to having things, relationships, friends, the identity of being in a friendship, even when it comes to career, comes to job, when it comes to the status quo, when it comes to being a man, a woman. And it's challenging for everybody on this planet, especially because our self-esteem is so low. We're not in our powerful self-esteem. And that's why the leadership, the fiery energy, is something that is we need to work on within our embodiment. Because if we feel like we don't have the energy, the confidence to really get through the day, we're not going to be able to get through the changes of these astral things. If we can't get through the day with a sense of, I am moving forward. It's like a devotion. How devoted are you? So I'm going to continue to get into the relationship. What is it we need to know about our relationships? How is the energy affecting our relationships? Our hearts, our pineal gland, our crown chakra, our arc line. Okay. So let's get into the first card. And this first card, I'm gonna open my book. Oh, the first card. This card is very powerful, and what it is empowerment. And this looks like a very stellar energy, a stellar solar energy. It almost looks like the solar flares of the sun. So it is empowerment. It's saying to stand tall, be who you are. Self-kindness and self-love, it's what gives you the permission to shine, a gentle and loving strength. That's the thing between the, I'm going to kick everybody down, I'm going to like literally race like a bat out of hell to get where I want to go, and then there's the gentle and loving strength. And that is the strength of grace, not the strength of force. So this has to do with our relationships. And the core foundation of this New Age relationship is empowering each other. It is when I talk about the foundation, the core energy that connects these true love, you could say life partner energy, is the empowerment, the stepping into greater self-worth individually and together, charging each other. That is the life partner energy, is the empowerment. And the empowerment, I feel, is, again, we're getting to this third chakra, this solar plexus energy. Deciding to be a relationship that is original, that is unique. I feel like that is the core energy that's really going to determine if this is a life partner or a karmic relationship. And a karmic relationship is simply, I owe you something or you owe me something. We have a lot of that in elder relationships. They feel like they owe each other. They owe each other something. It's like owing. I did this, and then I got to do this now for you, and you got to do this for me, and owing. This is a total of rebuilding, re-identifying, recharging this childlike, I'm confident. So then we have the and this is very deep. It almost reminds me of Arcturus ship, like a ship. I always see their ships like this. And the deep blue. The deep blue is a powerful blue. It's a blissful, it's peaceful, and highly intelligent. Intelligent not in the conventional sense. Intelligent as in growth. That's the word that comes up. So this just feels like layer upon layer upon layer. I feel like dimensional octaves the energy is traveling through to get to it, almost like downloading into your head, downloading into your body, downloading into your embodiment. And that's what I feel like is going on. It's like these layers. There's this layers to you, and even dimensional layers to you, and there's this download, this upgrade at the same time as the download and upgrade, this elevation, and it's happening in all of these different areas in you. It's crossing all of these different territories within you to get to your heart. It's like it's coming in downward, like through your head to your heart, and it's also coming upward. But the thing is, the challenge of getting to the heart is that sometimes we have these weird, funky circuits. And one of them being the energy of earth really getting to our heart is our root chakra has this fear of survival, and we have this accumulation of possessions, even these identities of what it means to be a happy person. We have this obsession with needing to know things, with needing recognition, with needing attention. So traveling through that, the clarity, the organic, sometimes it gets washed up by our fears and our, I'm a to-do person because of my list of credentials to get to your heart. And then it goes to the solar plexus, which is I am insecure, to the heart, and then it's a weird message, so it has to start the process again. But each time it does it, it's like flushing you out. It's like a process of flushing you out. It's like the more fluids you put into your body, the more you're going to feel energy is being flushed out of you, like fluids. More that's being flushed out of you. So that's what I feel like is going on. There's this energy being downloaded up through the earth and down from the cosmic earth, the cosmic space. And through downward, we have this inability to really resonate with the patriarchal. And the patriarchal I associate as in the pineal gland. The pituitary gland. I associate the patriarchal, which is the trust in the senses outside the five senses. Okay, so when we don't really trust that and our patriarchal is dominating our creativity in the form of a visionary, psychic, intuitive knowingness, it's again the message, the download from the cosmic space, it gets washed up, it gets tainted, spoiled, and it comes to our throat chakra, and our throat chakra is basically connected to our solar plexus. And what's happening is our throat chakra is speaking from a place of insecurity. So again, it goes through that energy, down, 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 through that energy, it gets tainted and it comes to the heart, and it just doesn't work. The download isn't received, so it does it again. But each time it's washing, it's purifying, it's like fluids. Like I said, the more fluids you put in your body, the more that thing, energy is going to get washed away. So that's what's happening. That's what's happening, because these downloads from the cosmos, from the earth, is trying to get to our heart, but it has these layers, these channels, these doorways that it has to cross through to get to this heart center. It has to purify to get to this heart center, for this heart center to be the driver instead of really confused because all of these other chakras are doing wacko things that are not really in sync with each other. They're not even connected to each other, not even communicating to each other, just like wild, doing their thing and contradicting with each other. Such as the heart is I am love, and then the root chakra is I just need to survive. That's not I am love. So they're contradicting. So this Om meditation, healing, soothing, higher intelligence, sovereign being intelligence that's downloading is really trying to wash away these chakra things, you could say, that are going on. That are going on. So the energy going up, and downloading down can get to the heart, and the heart can send a message to the chakras without the chakras being angry or I'm not going to do that, because they're resistant. Such as the heart sending love to the root chakra. You're beautiful, regardless. And the root chakra sends a message back saying, I'm not beautiful. I'm not beautiful because I don't have a job that makes 6 figures. Okay. So I think you see where I'm going with that. Powerful message. Powerful message. So that's the thing. A lot of us want to receive messages from our spirit guides, but we are received, our higher self, our spirit guides, are through the heart. So if all of these other chakras are not worked on, are not cleared, which kind of seems like a lot because there's all these facets and aspects you have to work on. It's not just one area. It's all of these different areas. Material, the spiritual, the physical, the intellectual, the empowerment, the inspiration, the motivation, the creativity. You have to work at all of these different areas, which is hard because a lot of us just devote our time to maybe one, like the intelligence or the material, and then still feel like at the end of the day, like, oh my gosh, I don't really feel like a god. Even though I have my PhD, or even though I have $1 million, because it's not just one area. To get the total radiance. So the next card is we have reflections. So again, we have this blue tranquil energy. So it's really asking during this atomic blast, that has everyone kind of funky. There's a funky energy going on around the planet because of the solar eclipse on August 21st. It's really saying this fire is like, woo, but you need to tone it down. Ground yourself in the relaxation, because the supercharged energy is going to really charge your heart. But the thing is, you don't want to overcharge it, overdo it. So there has to be this balance, and this is the reflections. This is also when it comes to relationships, it's really monumental shifts, monumental healing, and it's coming through relationships, like I said, empowering each other, helping each other to let go of this lingering past relationship thing. And really the empowerment is more friendship. It's not jumping into sexual things. It is empowering each other to reflect, to let go. Past relationships, childhood, so you can be wiped clean. So the life partner energy is you are wiping each other clean. But the reflection, the willingness, the willingness must be in place. I will allow this foreign energy, this energy that I'm not sure what it is, but feel guided to connect, to allow it to wipe me clean or help me, inspire me to wipe myself clean of these past relationships. So there's tremendous growth happening in relationships. For those who, it's also the sensitivity. For those who have the sensitivity to allow it in, not everyone's going to feel the effect, but not everyone's going to truly allow it to sink in. Because what happens, the chakras just boost it out. Like, I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. But it's like the sun. You're outside. You can't reject the sun. You can try to cover yourself up, but it's still going to get through somehow. Even if you put yourself in a box or you're in your house, it's going to get through. It's the same thing with an activation or with a spirit guide trying to send you a message to change your life so that you can fulfill your soul, so you don't have to keep coming back and doing the same thing again and again. You know? It's like you're here to fulfill a particular storyline that you have imagined in your soul space. New territory. So we have that, and then we have another beautiful, relaxing card, this blue energy. So I feel like it's also our communication is being upgraded. Our soul, I keep saying solar plexus. This atomic blast of the solar plexus, like confidence, just like whoa. But then we also have this communication, which is the throat chakra, which is connected. They're like buddy, is being upgraded as well. And we have the reflection and we have the gentle release when it comes to relationships. So don't be surprised if letters are being sent to ex-lovers or people that you thought weren't ready for a relationship are already sudden ready for a relationship and saying, I'm ready to dive in. This is a dive in. It's like this card. You see it? So you see the ocean, the water. It is, I'm ready to dive in, or I'm ready to leave the water. Like I mentioned earlier, the girl I saw literally lifting up out of the water. That's what's happening. This reflection is leading to a gentle release, as in I'm ready to elevate out of this negativity, my lower self perception of these past relationships. I'm ready to forgive myself. I'm ready to see that it was something beautiful, even though it had its weirdness and its messiness and its pain and pleasure, that it was beautiful because it was a lesson, an experience. There was love I shared with this person, regardless of how weird it got. The love. It is to remember the love, and you can graduate that relationship. When you graduate a relationship, you just are left with love. And then when you graduate relationship, which we're all trying to do, is you can begin to reflect in, contemplate what is the relationship, the life partner that you are, as a soul, as a spiritual being having a human experience, would like to take part in. It's not even like what you consciously, intellectually think. It is what you feel. And it's not even what you feel. It is what is pulling you forward. What is pulling you forward? Because there's somebody always attracting somebody all the time. So what is that energy pulling you forward? Why is it pulling you forward? Is it pulling you forward because you are being this divine love and divine love is pulling you forward, or is it this karma feeling? That's for you to figure out. The gentle release is slowing your process in life, past experiences weighing you down, It is deciding it's okay to move forward into a new relationship. It's okay to try again. It's okay to dive into something that is really foreign, that is really different from your intellectual perception of being with somebody, having somebody. So we have this explosion of this blue energy of creativity in the form of being relationships being an art that's messy, but an art that's changing, an art that's one thing and then it becomes something else, an art that's just you're working on, it's becoming this, and it's, all the time there's something that's being done. An art, a hipster art, instead of a intellectual it or no it. So those are the messages for the relationship energy. Now I'm going to get into the career energy, the lower chakras, which, I mean, all of us are different, but we are definitely working on all of our chakras. A lot of us are working on all, which are just our energy circuits. Our energy circuits that affect everything. So how is this energy charging our career, our career life? This solar eclipse on August 21st, how is it affecting our career life, spirit guides, beings of the highest vibration of love and light? Ooh, there's a lot of beings around me wanting to communicate, and some of them are very fierce. They're like very direct, and like they have a lot of things to say, like kind of not. It's like, yeah, like they have a mouthful of like things they would like to say, particularly to the money society, the imbalance of it. Yeah, they're saying people are going to come down from their ladders. I don't necessarily know what that means, but there are some people in the ladders. There's some hoarding of knowledge going on, and that involves career. Some serious hoarding of knowledge. Now, these beings, like really strict kind of beings, are coming through. This hoarding of knowledge has taken place all the way from Egypt, the end of the golden age in Egypt, meaning that we have the age of Lemuria, which is before age of Atlantis, and then we had age of Atlantis, and then we had age of ancient Egypt right after, like kind of the cusp. They were back to back. And then after the ancient Egypt, we got into the traditional Egypt, the Egypt that we have in textbooks. And that Egypt, there's the start of this accumulation of knowledge that's going on. You think of knowledge as in education. It is a form of education, like history, facts, but it is something else entirely. And I feel it weighs heavy. There are, I just see like there's this huge bowls. Like I feel like it represents accumulation. Like there's these massive energy balls of stuck, stagnant energy. Because remember, money is an exchange. It's like the giving and receiving, like between your hands. Your hand, the giving hand, the patriarchal gives to the matriarchal gives to the patriarchal hand, and the patriarchal takes, but at the same time uses. It's like the using, giving and using, like the feminine and the masculine, giving the energy, the masculine using it, pulling it out there and asserting it, materializing it. So we have this weird career balls going on, these huge energies, and they're about to, it's like they're about to be destroyed or something. Like they're about to be bursted. It's about to be a huge liberation when it comes to this career world, a huge liberation of what it means to be a career. And I feel like it has to do with the process of it. It's going to slow down. The process of it. It's too stimulating. There's a huge stimulation because of the demand. a huge stimulation, and it's going to slow down. It's going to be halted. The process of it is going to slow down because it must. That's what they're saying. And then the knowledge involving career really is going to be more practiced. It's going to be more thought about instead of just thought a second and put out. It's going to be more thought about. And that's going to leave a greater space for these new innovations, new career businesses to come forward, because there's going to be a space of contemplation. Like, instead of just putting it out there, it's going to be, the slowness is going to leave. Let's really think about what are we doing, and is this for the community? So all of this community is really, like, the age is kind of forcing us into this community-based lifestyle, simplicity, minimalism, but the resistance is these huge balls of energy. But nobody knows, like, why energy is not, you can't use it because it's just dead energy, because it's stagnant. It's dull. Energy that's not circulating, it's dull, it's stagnant. You can't use it. You can't. So it's like all of these kids, for example, may have billions of dollars, but it's stagnant money. So there's no energy. The kids don't know what to do with it. They're clueless. They're just going to go buy trips and stuff like that, because they don't know the process of the exchanging, because their parents lost, their grandparents or great-grandparents have lost track of the ancient teaching of circulation of wealth for it to grow instead of just sit there and stagnate. Have lost it. The dynamic between the finances and the community, they're connected. For it to be of the, like, exchanging for the vitality instead of the depletion. You can circle the vitality, or you can circle for the depletion. In making money, growing money, you could still see growing money, but people are depleting themselves because they're not circulating the energy where it's really in sync with its giving authenticity, its taking authenticity, and it's asserting it authenticity. It's been washed over by these other things outside, such as the capitalism. All of those identities have affected the inflow and outflow of this energy of career, and what it means to be giving, and what it means to be receiving, and asserting these career and businesses. So we have take flight. So this is a traveling for many, exploration, adventure. So that's what it really is this, like never before, people have an opportunity to be worldwide. Like, you could be worldwide, literally go anywhere. So I feel like that is the true desire or intention these higher beings want for humans. They want humans to experience other humans, other dimensions of humans. Like countries, it can be like a whole nother dimension. You can go to Denmark and you're like, whoa, this is so fifth dimension. Then you can go to Afghanistan and you'd be like, whoa, this is really heavy dimension. And that's going to help you to become better adapt to the dimensional energies and not get so overwhelmed, confused, and like, whoa, get used to the planet. People need to really connect with the planet, because that connection to the planet and the whole function and the energy of it's constantly moving, we don't really understand. We don't really give ourselves the time to understand. So then we have vibrational. So vibrational, saying vibrational. Power, you could say actual power is vibrational. What are you vibrating at? If you're vibrating at prosperity, prosperity will be. If you're vibrating literally at woe is me, what is it? Woe is me, because everything is projected. everything is projected from your imagination. Imagination in the sense of every lifetime is simply you in your heart space had some sort of vision. You were creative enough, artistic enough to come up with a whole entire storyline. Okay? A whole storyline that isn't fixed like a script. Ever changing storyline. You're constantly fixing it as you grow wiser. And you are living that now, here and in all the lifetimes at once. Because that's how creative, artistic your soul is. Now, when you can remember that this is literally you're playing the storyline, this experience, you can begin to vibrate that story instead of, I can't. That story that's prosperity vibrates that. If it's relationship, if it's calmness, if it's just living on a beach, if it's poetry, just vibrate that. And that is the devotion. That's why I mentioned about the chakras. We could talk about psychic readings and this is going to happen and that's going to happen and all of these things are going to happen. But if your chakras are wacko, it's like there's nothing, you're not going to attract that. Because you got to get your chakras out of this wacko. And a lot of times relationships, even friendships, creative projects will help us. Because our self is very crafty at helping us through people, through experiences, through anything to help us to charge, shift, and groove our circuits into new directions. So we have like this purple blue energy in the center. I'm just really drawn to that. So there's this blue energy, like I said, downloading down through the cosmos and downloading up from the Mother Earth into our vibrational essence. And I'm wearing this purple shirt too, which it's a darker purple in the picture. So we definitely got this very wise dark purple. This dark purple, which is ability to not see things as in like, this is wrong, this is right, I messed up, I did well, but to see it as more of, there's depth. When I think of dark purple, I think of depth. I think of seriousness, but at the same time, seriousness as wisdom. Not as in left, right, wrong. Opening yourself up to the perception field. Like the 380-degree perception field is the true purple. The true wisdom is you're able to feel it out in its many, many forms through your many, many chakras. Not just as in this. This is a message that comes through. So then we have worthy, again, solar plexus. You are worthy to take flight. You are worthy to be seen. You are worthy to have angel wings and to walk around as though you have angel wings. And then we have power. So power, all of this is just a validation. Everything when it comes to material, when it comes to entrepreneurship, when it comes to business, when it comes to education, when it comes to asserting something, you got to feel like you actually have the energy and the high self-esteem to do it, or you're just cycling into the, I wish I could have done that, I didn't do that, and then feeling like your days are not productive. The thing is, it's hard to have a productive day when, like I said, your chakras are kind of funky, because it exhausts you when your chakras are really funky, because chakras are literally like, you could say different energies, but they are energies of the same thing, just different functions to best serve you. But if they're all wacko and not connecting or communicating, you're going to feel just either you're super intellectual, super sexual, super heart-based, but really none of them all at once. And them all at once, I'm telling you, this is solar plexus energy. That is the sun to really burst through, shine through, and really give the confidence, the direction, the assertion, the discipline for these other chakras to really find their natural flow instead of running amok. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading and found it very enlightening. Kind of more of an enlightened enlightenment path of this reading rather than a psychic kind of this and that are going to happen. And the empowerment, like I said, when the chakras are doing good, and the chakras is connection. Are you being visionary? Okay, are you connecting with your intuition like a muscle? Connecting with your pineal gland, connecting with your intuition. Are you following this feeling, this knowingness, this just knowingness? Are you expressing your creativity? Are you expressing yourself? Are you showing up? Are you showing out? Are you being honest about your to others, to yourself? Okay, working on that. Working on that. Are you in the heart center? Are you appreciative? Are you grateful? No matter where you are in your life, are you grateful for the things you've learned, the things you overcome, where you are? You feel grateful. Because the anger is in the heart. All that anger of the victim is in that heart. It causes weird stuff in people. So are you grateful? And then get to the solar plexus. Do you feel like you could say to yourself, I am just incredible. Like, I'm fucking awesome. Could you say that? Okay. Now we get to the root chakra. Is your life balanced? Like your material life? Do you have this a routine that is balanced? Is balanced, not in the sense of, you in the money inflow is precise precision, but as in the life that you're living, do you feel balanced in it? When you got all of these things, working on all of these things, such as the fear, are you looking at money? Are you looking at material correctly through, as in a helpful tool, instead of a draining tool just to do it to get by tool? So all of these things, if you're really working on them through the Kundalini, through the affirmations, through just checking yourself, being aware of yourself, going outside your comfort zone, you'll find these shifts, these subtle shifts, and you'll start feeling these new energies, these new personality traits coming in that are more connected to your empowered self rather than your I'm in a weird funky self thing. Okay? So again, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading and found it enlightening for your solar eclipse. Beautiful, charged, new energy. It's gonna come in. Okay, bye!